Nice heel. Good. 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 And just stay nice and relaxed. There you go. And just support her with your leg. There you go. Good. Good. Heels down. More weight in your heel. Weight in your heel. There you go. There you go. Good. Oh, a little more leg. Good. Yeah, they're definitely setting off fireworks. For sure. There you go. Shoulders back. Heels down. All right. One more time and then we'll cool her down. Go shoulders back. Hold your hands up a little bit. There you go. Sit up nice and tall. Then support her with your leg. There you go. Now heels down. Good. You got it. All right. You can sit and walk. Good. Good job. That was good. So when you're coming down these lines of poles, it's kind of like getting, like, before we have everybody jump, they practice with the poles. It's very similar, honestly. If you when you go over poles, and the trick is like when you're going over a jump or anything like that, you want to just stay nice and relaxed, but you want to support them with your leg and just be ready for anything. You know what I mean? When you're coming up to a pole, you want to give a little squeeze right at the base of the pole, to tell them to go over it. Same thing with the jump. When you ride up to a jump, you give them a little squeeze right at the base to tell them to jump. And you want to stay nice and relaxed, like especially with like really like horses that are really fast. A lot of times horses, they learn to race jumps because people snatch the reins and they choke up on the reins because they get nervous themselves. So they snatch the reins up and the horse feels all this tension in their face, and the horse is like, oh my god, I don't know if I can make it over this if you're snatching me up in the face. And that's how horses learn to race jumps. And once they start racing jumps, it's tougher to reverse that. And what you have to do is you have to just really, you have to loosen, just loose rein, nice loose rein. When I was in my early 20s, I was riding this one horse, and I was having so many issues with this horse because he would just barrel towards jumps. It didn't matter whether it was like a tiny cross rail or something higher. He would barrel towards it, and he would rip the skin off your fingers. I kid you not. And one day I got to the farm, and the owner, she was teaching like a therapeutic lesson with a young boy on him, and she told him to go over that cross rail, and I literally was like gonna have a heart attack watching this. And I was like so scared, and I saw the kid, and he trotted the horse up to the cross rail, and the kid, he was bit long floppy reins, almost holding at the buckle, floppy reins, and his legs were flopping, and he wasn't holding on tight at all. And the horse got up to the cross rail, and instead of like tearing off towards the cross rail, the horse literally broke down to a walk and walked over it. And that was my first time when I saw when I really learned how you slow down a horse, especially jumping, is looseness. That's what it is. You can't snatch up the reins. You have to. And what I did the next day is I got on that horse and I jumped, like I set up a whole course of like verticals, and I literally held the reins at the buckle. And this horse cantered the course beautifully. Did not race a single jump. So it's just, it all has to do with, it's like horses, a lot of times it's like reverse psychology. That's what it is. Reverse psychology. When they start running, your immediate reaction, don't snatch up the reins on them. You got to start off with the easiest going thing. Just calm down your breathing, relax and sit, but at the same time, you don't want to let them run off with you, and not, you can't let them not listen to you. You always want them to listen to you. but at the same time, just looseness, and try to use your own energy first, control them with your energy. um and that's why I don't believe in um the harsh bits and everything like that. When you have a horse that's running away with you, and has a really hard mouth, I don't go to harsh bits right off the right. I don't do that. It's if you use them the wrong way, it makes the problem worse. That's what it does. So yeah, a lot of it's just your energy when you ride. The same thing with there's tons of horses like there's ones that you get on them, and they if you get on a horse that's really antsy and they want to go, and if you start just snatching the reins up, like pulling back on them hard, they will rear. There's horses like that. And if they get really antsy and you just go right away to snatching up the reins and yanking back on them, they will rear. And it's all, that's the greatest thing about horseback riding. It's all about technique, and it's not so much strength, it's technique. Um there's this one horse that there was this full grown man got on him and was riding him. And the guy, he was a beginner rider though. And I mean, within 5-10 minutes, this horse was like running around the ring. The horse, and this was like at a big event and everything, like a Western type event. And the horse went into the center of the ring and reared straight up. And the guy got off, and there was a kid, a young, like 20-year-old something kid. And this kid, he rides bulls. So I mean, the kid knew what he was doing. He got on this horse and was like, had the horse cantering perfectly, chasing cows around the ring. And it's all technique is what it is. And I watched this, and I was like, I just waited until there was nobody at the farm that day, which is a bad idea, but I waited till there's nobody at the farm that day, and I wanted to see how I would do on that horse. So I got on the horse, and the horse, I could tell, was starting to like thinking about rearing up, and wanted to go and all this. And whenever I felt like the horse was sucking back to rear up, I put my hands forward and I encouraged him forward to move forward. And but then at the same time, when he was like, I could tell he was trying to like trying to see if he could run off with me. And I wouldn't let him run off. You know what I mean? I wouldn't let him not listen to me. And it's all just like really, really subtle, like, soft cues. So you don't have to like yank back on him or anything like that. But